What's going down, Commanders? Hopefully you're having a good morning on this fine Friday morning. I just want to make a video of because we got CC19 just around the corner, literally it's 6 days away. I want you to focus and think about what you're going to upgrade going into the Defense Lab, because I'm going to tell you one thing now. If you look at nearly every single turret in this Defense Lab, none of these going, and don't forget we're only 12 months on from CC18. None of these turrets, barring a few, even the heavy turrets, even the command center turrets, I wouldn't go so far as the support turrets, but all these turrets are ineffective within the game, except for any turret that does a special effect or a status effect. So for instance, the special beam cannon does a slow-mo, worth upgrading. The grav pulse, again, if the shots hit close to the vehicles, it does a slow-mo effect. If you go forward, the Kronos, even though Kixeye started making units immune to the Kronos and slow-mo and blah blah blah, the Kronos does a special effect worth upgrading. The LiDAR does extra range to your units in the base, worth upgrading. Same as the Farsight, does extra range for your units within your base, worth upgrading. And going forward into these command center turrets, the only two that are worth upgrading in here are the shield generator and stealth generator. And this is because Kixeye's design is flawed. The way Kixeye, because they want to keep reintroducing more levels to these turrets, they won't give us what these turrets actually need in the game. And what that is, let me try to make, because I'm trying to make sense of this myself as well, guys. If a turret, as you upgraded it, did a % damage towards the unit that it was hitting, it would be greater than the silly number that they're throwing at us at the max level, this Deadeye for instance, 96,000 DPS. If you put that up against for instance, a legendary fighter that's got 6 million health, over 6 million health, it needs to do 10 shots to do a million's worth of damage to that unit. It's tickling the unit. There's no point to it. And what Kixeye need to do is, once you get the unit to a max level, the turret needs to do a % of damage towards that unit. Be it at level 1, it'll be 2% of the max unit's max health, or 5% of the unit's max health. And then going up to level 5, it would do up to say 15%, because it's a slow firing turret. It would do up to 15% before debuffers, before armor's up on the plane and things like that, or the infantry vehicle. So if it done a %, these turrets would actually be worth doing over the crappy little number that Kixeye put out on for max level. And they will. I guarantee you they're going to throw some big numbers at these. If they update any of these turrets, they're going to throw massive numbers. But within 3 months of the CC being in the game, within 3 months, I guarantee within 3 months, them turrets are going to be no good once again. The numbers will work for you well for 3 months only. And then the units would have moved to a point where they're just tickling them again, to the point where the actual turret does no damage. So this is what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to make it fucking sense of it in my own head. So for instance, the Leadstorm, although it hits multiple targets at any one time, literally it does 16,400 damage per shot. And I know it hits fast, but the units we've got now are all also very close to being at the same range as a LiDAR. So the LiDAR isn't hitting the unit for long enough for it to actually do any damage before the unit's got into position and killed that turret. So be very careful when you're upgrading. Just look at the things, and look at things that are doing a special effect or a status effect. They're the ones that you want to progress in the game. Anything else with it, and I guarantee you this, within 3 months of the CC19 coming, even if say for instance one of these turrets did 10 million damage at the next max level. By the time 3 months down the road, the units that it's hitting will have 100 million health. It's just Kixeye logic. They're just throwing more numbers at us nowadays. They're not actually making a game that's strategy. They're making a game that they're hoping the players are going to Ruby. That's what Kixeye want us to play, because Ruby means there's a chance that we take a repair, there's a chance that we coin. There's no strategy left in War Commander. There is a little bit, but not like it used to be. It used to be a real good strategy game. Again, it's just one of them things. You just look at the damage of things. I like this turret. It's got good range as well, 750. That means it outranges many things in the game for a good amount of distance. The actual damage isn't too bad, but it's more used for the status effect, where it would slow down a unit, and that's where you want to look at. It is as soon as if they introduce a new turret, or a new command center turret, or a new heavy platform turret, look at the status effect before you upgrade them. Because I am so fucking, these three, I shouldn't have bothered wasting my time on. I really shouldn't, unless they scale. Unless Kixeye introduced, they're going to scale them. So what I mean by that is Kixeye are going to make sure the numbers that these turrets do are in proportion with the actual health of a unit. So as the months progress, each one of these turrets would get an upgrade, an update free. As long as you've got them at max level, it would just be max level would get the best update, and then descending down to the lowest level. They don't though. It's all trick. It's all fucking smoke and mirrors. They're gonna throw big numbers at us on CC19. I guarantee these turrets are all going to get, well, not all of them, but many of these turrets are going to get big numbers thrown at them. Everyone's going to go, wow, we need to get this one. I'm going to coin this one to max. I'm going to do that. Within 3 months, that turret's going to be useless. And that's the truth. Unless they've got a special effect. And it's a shame that Kixeye don't like this turret too much, the Kronos. They've actually made a lot of the units immune to it. I think the legendary Warhorse is immune to it. I believe the new Diviner and the hero, I forget his fucking name. Oh, what's his fucking name? Bear with me. Omen. I wanted to call him Armin, but it's Omen. They're actually, I think the Diviner is, don't take me word for it now, but I know for a fact the Omen's immune to it, the Warhorse is immune to it. So even if they do a special effect, Kixeye will release units that are immune to the actual special effect. That means if it's immune to the Kronos' slow, it's probably they're immune to the special beam cannon slow status effect, which is cryo on the floor, I believe, and the grav pulse, I believe that's a cryo as well. They're probably immune to them too as well. So they're actually ineffective right now in our base. I really wish Kixeye would release turrets where it would be a percentage. Once you get it up to the top level, you get the highest percentage possible, and it does a percentage damage towards the unit's health, and that's not including any armor ups or damage reductions against turrets. So that would be added after, so it would reduce it down a little bit. But yeah, it just don't make no sense to me, Kixeye. And they've done this since the dawn of time, basically. And it's a trick. It's a trick, it's a con, it's smoke and mirrors. They make you think you're getting something that's going to be great. But within literally months of the CC being out, the turrets are going to be non-effective again. And that's a shame, because some of these turrets are fun to use. You know, these should have been scaled. Over the months, over the year, since CC18, these should have scaled up. Kixeye should have added more DPS to them, just to make sure that they didn't come out of the game being useless. Because a lot of players spend a lot of money on this game, and if you spent money on these, I'd be kicking myself if I spent money on them. The Ricochet, Artillery and Deadeye, I'd be kicking myself, because they're just a joke right now. We all go back towards these ones, the Stealth Generator and the Shield Generator. We all go back. These ones are just a joke now. They're absolutely pointless. Look at the DPS on that. Absolute joke. DPS on that, 10,000. The Storm, 5,000. Just that, well, to call it 6,000. But the range is good on them. That's what I don't get. So all I'm going to say to you guys is upgrade the turrets that are going to improve your units in your base, or they're going to add a status effect. I'm not going to keep waffling on, guys, because that seems to be what I'm doing just lately. I just want to fucking make sure you get it, sort of thing. That's a joke and all, absolute joke. The Geo missile, all of them are except for the Kronos and the Lidar. Every other turret, if they add more levels to these, I ain't even gonna fucking bother. Even if they they add 5 more levels to the rail launcher and it's 100 million DPS per shot, I'm still not going to upgrade it, because I know in 3 months it's going to be useless. But what I'm saying is I'm not going to upgrade it first. It's not going to be my first go-to. I'm not going to look at the numbers because the numbers are superficial. I'm going to look at the turrets that do a status effect or add to my base units over big numbers thrown at you for DPS. After I've done them turrets, I've got them to the max level, then I'll start looking at the other turrets within the game and then update them. Same with missiles. Kixeye don't like missiles, so we probably won't see any new missiles because they're a bit jokes like that. Or they will add a missile, but it'll be an 8-day upgrade build time or some shit like that. Yeah, hopefully I've got it. What I'm trying to say, what I'm thinking in my head, I hope I've portrayed it across to you guys, and you've got what I'm trying to tell you. But as I say, I'm trying to work it out in my head as well. It makes sense in my head, but when it's coming out, it's probably joggly dupe. Anyway, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.